Now there are some tasteful memorials. And then there is the Cádiz mortar. It is a mortar. In the center is a large mortar that was used by the French against Cádiz in 1812, where they had, at that point, Napoleon had taken over Spain, and Spain had essentially switched sides, and Britain and Portugal were working to rid Spain of France. And while the Spanish were under siege in Cádiz, they needed to be relieved by an Anglo-Portuguese army under Wellington. And once Wellington had beaten Marshal Marmont at Salamanca, the siege of Cádiz was lifted. Now, the mortar in the center was then mounted on this massive geryon, which is it's Dante's depiction of Geryon, who was, I believe, Medusa's grandson, but a monster-type figure that was said to be on the island of Geddes, which is Cádiz, anglicized. The same sort of mythology, Greek mythology surrounding Spain as the Pillars of Hercules, and all of that sort of thing. So it has its Greek mythology ode to Cádiz. Now, in the middle, since this is during the Regency, when King George was rather unwell, and the Prince Regent was ruling over Britain, so we have the three Welsh feathers there for the Prince Regent. All sorts of little details behind here. We have the dog. And at the back is Orthrus, who was Geryon's two-headed guard dog with a snake tail. And Hercules killed the dog to take the cattle, one of his 12 labors. And one side is in Latin, the other side is in English, to commemorate the raising of the siege of Cádiz in consequence of the glorious victory gained by the Duke of Wellington over the French near Salamanca on the 22nd of July, 1812. This mortar cast for the destruction of that great fort with powers surpassing all others, and abandoned by the besiegers on their retreat, was presented as a token of respect and gratitude to the Spanish nation to His Royal Highness the Prince Regent. Now, when this was made, and it actually used to be a little further out, and it had little iron chevaux de frises around it. Not the best, not the safest monument. But I would have liked to see the little iron chevaux de frises. But when this was made, and when this was unveiled, the mortar shoots a bomb, and the bomb kind of sounds like bum, and immediately everyone said it was the Prince Regent's bum.
Oh, what a bum! Oh, heaven defend us! The thought of bums is quite tremendous. What crowds will come from every shore to gaze on its amazing bore! What swarms of statesmen, warm and royal, to worship a bum so truly royal!
The Prince Regent's tremendous thing. Everyone made fun of it. And so you know how I love to talk about period feelings about monuments. That did not go over well initially. I think it's garish and horrible, but it has its own beauty to it, doesn't it? It's very late Georgian garish. Yes, we shall leave it at that. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.